It's easy to be grateful when the rewards are in hand, when the success is visible, when the results show up in the bank account, in the home, in the lifestyle. But gratitude before the reward, that's a different mindset. That's a shift in thinking. That's not just appreciation, that's wisdom. Gratitude isn't something you save for the harvest. It's the seed that grows the harvest. Gratitude is the foundation of abundance. It's the starting point, the root, the fundamental principle that unlocks the doors to more. It's not just a moral idea or a polite habit. It's a strategy, a philosophy, a way of being that shifts how life responds to you. Most people think of gratitude as something you express after the fact, when the blessings have already arrived, when the results are in, when the work has paid off. But true gratitude, the kind that creates real abundance, is practiced before the evidence appears. It's easy to be grateful when the bank account is full, when business is thriving, when health is strong, when everything is going exactly as planned. That kind of gratitude doesn't take effort. It's a natural reaction. But the kind of gratitude that changes lives, the kind that builds abundance, is the gratitude that comes before the results, before the promise is fulfilled, before the situation turns in your favor. Look at nature. The farmer doesn't wait until harvest time to be grateful for his crops. He doesn't stand before an empty field and say, "I'll be thankful once I see something growing." No. He puts the seed in the ground with expectation, with faith, with confidence that the process will work, and he gives thanks in advance. He knows that the soil, the rain, the sun, and time will do their part. He doesn't question it. He doesn't wait for proof before he believes. And because he believes, he keeps working, he keeps tending, he keeps preparing for the harvest that isn't yet visible. That's the mindset of someone who understands abundance. Most people live in a mindset of scarcity. They hold back their gratitude, waiting for the big moment, waiting for the external circumstances to be perfect before they allow themselves to appreciate what they have. They say, "I'll be grateful when I get the promotion," or "I'll be thankful when I find the right opportunity," or "I'll appreciate life more when things settle down." But the problem is, that moment keeps moving. As soon as one goal is reached, another appears. As soon as one challenge is solved, another arises. And if you live in a mindset where gratitude is always dependent on the next thing, you'll never experience the fullness of abundance. Because abundance isn't just about having more. It's about recognizing what you already have and making room for more to come. Gratitude changes perception, and perception changes reality. When you wake up every day and consciously decide to be thankful, even for the small things, you begin to see life differently. You start to notice opportunities that others overlook. You start to appreciate the lessons in the challenges. You start to understand that every moment, good or bad, is part of the process of growth. And when you live that way, life begins to respond differently. It's like a signal you send out that attracts more of what you appreciate. Because the person who recognizes value is the person who is entrusted with more. Think about people who are constantly complaining. They focus on what's wrong, on what's missing, on what hasn't worked out. And because that's their focus, that's all they see. Even when opportunities come, they don't recognize them. Even when solutions appear, they dismiss them. Why? Because their mindset is locked into lack. But the person who cultivates gratitude has a different experience. They find value in places others ignore. They see potential in situations others would give up on. They create abundance simply by the way they choose to perceive the world. Gratitude isn't just a mental exercise. It's an active force. It shifts your energy, your decisions, your actions. When you're grateful, you operate differently. You work with more enthusiasm. You approach challenges with resilience. You deal with people in a way that builds relationships rather than burns bridges. And That's why abundance follows gratitude. It's not magic, it's alignment. It's cause and effect. When you live with appreciation, you naturally create an environment where growth, opportunity, and success flourish. It's not about denying difficulties. It's not about pretending challenges don't exist. It's about choosing to see beyond them, choosing to acknowledge what's good even in the midst of struggle. There are people who have little and are incredibly fulfilled, and there are people who have everything and are miserable. The difference isn't in their circumstances, it's in their mindset. One sees abundance everywhere, and the other sees scarcity no matter how much they acquire. A person who masters gratitude before the promise is the person who is truly prepared to receive abundance. Because abundance isn't just about receiving, it's about maintaining, sustaining, and growing what you receive. And if you don't have the foundation of gratitude, even the greatest rewards will eventually feel empty. But when gratitude is your starting point, every step forward feels like a victory, every challenge feels like an opportunity, and every moment, regardless of circumstances, feels like a gift. Faith is believing before you see. It is the ability to trust in something greater than yourself, something beyond your current circumstances, something that isn't yet visible. Most people want proof before they believe. They want to see the results before they commit. They want to know the outcome before they take action. They want guarantees before they step forward. But that's not how life works. That's not how success is built, how dreams are achieved, or how great things come to pass. Faith is stepping forward when there is no guarantee. It is moving before all the details are clear. It is acting on conviction rather than waiting for confirmation. Look at anyone who has accomplished something significant, and you will see the presence of faith. The entrepreneur who invests everything into a vision that hasn't yet materialized, the artist who creates before an audience appears, the leader who inspires others toward a future that only exists in their imagination, what do they all have in common? Faith. They believe before there is evidence. They trust the process before there are results. They move forward not because they have certainty, but because they have conviction. Most people hesitate because they want to be sure before they act. They say, I'll believe it when I see it. But that's the opposite of how faith works. Faith says, I'll see it because I believe it. The person who waits for proof before believing will always be waiting. The person who requires certainty before acting will never move. That's why so many people stay stuck. They are waiting for a moment that will never come. But the person who understands faith steps forward without needing all the answers. They take action, knowing that clarity comes through movement, that results come through persistence, that opportunities arise for those who have the courage to trust the process. Faith isn't just optimism. It's not just positive thinking. It's the ability to stand in uncertainty and still move forward. It's the ability to see beyond what's in front of you and trust that something greater is ahead. When a farmer plants a seed, he doesn't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. He doesn't question whether the process works. He simply does his part. He plants, he waters, he nurtures, and he trusts that in time, the seed will become a harvest. That's faith. Acting as if the results are inevitable even when there's no visible evidence yet. Some people let doubt control their lives. They allow fear to paralyze them. They talk themselves out of opportunities because they can't see how things will work out. They want the entire plan laid out before they take a single step. But faith doesn't work like that. Faith is taking the first step even when the path isn't clear. It's moving forward when logic says to wait. It's trusting that things are aligning even when circumstances seem uncertain. And the truth is, the people who succeed in life aren't always the ones who have the most resources, the most talent, or the best connections. They're the ones who have faith. They believe in themselves, in their vision, in their ability to figure things out along the way. Faith is what separates those who achieve from those who simply wish. It's what allows people to take risks, to endure challenges, to keep going even when things get tough. Because faith understands that setbacks are temporary, that obstacles are part of the journey, that challenges are shaping you for what's ahead. Without faith, every difficulty feels like a reason to quit. Every delay feels like a sign to give up. But with faith, challenges become stepping stones. Delays become lessons. Hardships become preparation. Some of the greatest success stories in history started with nothing but faith. People who had no resources, no clear path, no evidence that things would work, yet they moved forward anyway. They believed before they saw. They acted as if their vision was already a reality, and because of that, they made it real. It's not that they never had doubts, but they didn't let doubts stop them. It's not that they never felt fear, but they didn't let fear dictate their actions. They moved with faith, and faith rewarded them. Most people think they need motivation to act, but that's not true. Motivation comes and goes. Faith is what sustains you when motivation fades. Faith keeps you going when the excitement wears off. Faith is what pushes you forward when there's no immediate reward. And that's why faith is so powerful, because it allows you to keep moving even when there's no visible sign that things are working. It keeps you committed even when there are no immediate results. It gives you the resilience to push through, knowing that the breakthrough is coming. When you understand faith, you stop waiting for permission to pursue your dreams. You stop looking for guarantees before you take action. You stop hesitating, doubting, overanalyzing. Instead, you trust, you believe, you move forward, not because you see the whole path, but because you know the path will reveal itself as you go. That's how success is created. That's how great things happen. Not by waiting for proof, but by believing before you see.